Get started in 5 minutes.
All right.
On Hell or High Water. And let me fill in, I will fill in for the grammarian role. We'll get a word for Dave for today.
Distinguished guests, it's my honor to be your Toastmaster today. I know we have a great lineup of speakers and a great agenda for everybody here. So hopefully everyone today can come back with something to learn and improve their speaking skills when they apply it, outside their professional life or even their personal life. So first I'd like to go out there and introduce the meeting rules for today. First I'd like to start off with Beatrice, who's going to read off our mission statement.
The mission of a Toastmasters Club is to provide a mutually supportive and positive learning environment in which every individual member has the opportunity to develop oral communication and leadership skills, which in turn fosters self-confidence and personal growth.
Awesome, thank you. Next we have our R counter. I know Chuck's not here today, so would anybody like to volunteer for being an R counter? Beatrice? Awesome. Okay, thank you. So can you also mention what an R counter responsibility is?
Oh no. Okay, I like the way it's written here. Excuse me. I like the way it's written here. I don't like to put my own notes in there. Okay, there you go. Okay. The purpose of the R counter is to note words and sounds used as scratch or pause filler by any who speaks during the meeting. Words may be inappropriate interjections such as and, well, but, so, you know. Sounds may be I'm just made that up. You should also note when a speaker repeats a word or phrase such as I, or this means, so avoid that. That's all.
Thank you, Beatrice. Next we have our grammarian for the day, which is going to be read by Billy Wong.
Alright, grammarian is, we're going to use the word of the day, maxi. Is it the right one? Say maxi? Okay. Everybody say at the same time, maxi.
Maxi.
Okay, what is maxi? Bigger. Yeah, there. Verb. Oh, it's a verb. Courage and aggressiveness. Skill, know-how. Example, Bill had the maxi to approach the prettiest girl in the room and ask her to dance. I have my own example. I have the maxi to go to the gym every single day for 2 hours. All right, so for that, let's use this one so you can have the capital ribbon at the end of the day.
Awesome. Thank you, Billy. And I hope I have the moxie to become a good Toastmaster for everyone here today. Next we'll have Nivea, who will be their timer, and I know it's the first time doing that for her, so would you like to go out there and briefly explain what the timer responsibilities?
For speech, when it's green, it'll be 5 minutes, and when it's yellow, it's 6 minutes, and red, it's 7 minutes. For evaluation, green is 2 minutes, yellow is 2.5 minutes, red is 3 minutes. Table topics, green is 1 minute, yellow is 1.5 minutes, and red is 2 minutes.
Awesome, thank you.
All
All right.
Word Adolfo, how long is your speech?
5 to 7 minutes.
Okay, mine as well, so okay.
Okay, thank you, Nivea. And last, we're going to have a vote counter done by Roy. So Roy, can you please explain the vote counter?
You vote, I count.
Pretty simple.
You do not.
Okay, awesome. So now we go there and go to our main portion of today is our 2 faculty speeches by 2 veteran members that we do have. So first I have to go ahead and introduce Adolfo Motaya, who will be doing one of his advanced speeches, and his evaluator will be done by Bobby Canseco. So Bobby will let you explain Adolfo's speech.
Yes, Mr. Toastmaster. Adolfo is doing project number 2 from the special occasion speeches. And this project is entitled Speaking in Praise. And the objectives is to prepare a speech praising or honoring someone either living or dead, and address 5 areas concerning the individual and his or her accomplishments, and include anecdotes illustrating points within the speech. It's a 5 to 7 minute speech, and his title is Professor Cuervo, my high school history teacher.
Awesome, Professor Cuervo. Let's go ahead and welcome Adolfo to the stage.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and honored guests. My high school teacher, history high school teacher, Cuervo, was an individual that became very inspiring to me during my later years in high school. The reason for that is because this individual was very strict. This will be very knowledgeable about the subject. He was actually a professor in history teaching high school. And it will be amazing to be in front of this individual because she will be dressing very well always. She would be, her presence in a room will change the atmosphere immediately. Everybody will respect her very much, all the students and the staff too. And listening to her explaining history lessons was really an amazing experience. I must say that the classes were very well taught, and I can say also that I aced her 2 classes that I took. And I was glad to do that because once you ace a class, you know, you can relate to the instructor in a great manner, and talk about different subjects and so on and so forth. The relation is there. And also, after learning the history that she taught us, I understood that she went beyond that. She went beyond the history lesson. She related the events that happened in history to events that happen today. And she related those events not just to the politics and events that happen around the world, but also to our individual level as personalities interacting with each other today in this world, everyday life. So because of that, to me became very important source of values that I have used to this day. And one of them, I would say, in these values that I would like to share with you, among the several that I learned from this person, there were actually 3 that were most important to me. Where the first one was the capacity to ask questions. Relating, for example, to the Napoleon Bonaparte, how he asked questions continuously to the generals, and even though answers were given and everything, still he will continue to ask more questions, and more new answers will come up. So the lesson learned was that you need to ask questions. You need to ask questions continuously, and once everything is settled down, and then you ask more questions. And that was at the level that she would point out first in the school. In the school, you go to different subjects. You learn biology, math, history, chemistry. But then she would point out to ask those questions in those subjects, but also to go beyond that and go at home. When you're at home with your mom, with your dad, with your neighbor, talking about different subjects, conversing, you ask questions. So that was an important value to me. A second one I'd like to share is the capacity to answer a question. If a question is asked, and she will refer again back to school. If you are in school, a math instructor asks you a question, you may not know exactly what it is, but give an answer. Think harder and produce an answer, because you have the answer there, it's yourself, you haven't thought hard enough. Then she will go and indicate that you never stand still and say, I don't know. You answer the question. You do an effort and you answer the question. And then she will go and talk to other subjects in class, and she will say, you also do that in your life. You are in your life and you need to answer a question to your boss, you answer a question to your friend, you answer a question to a stranger. You can always have the effort there in your mind and produce an answer. Or at least if you don't really know a specific answer, you can create a condition that will generate an answer. So that will be the answer. That will be the answer. Now, the third one and most important element that I learned from Professor Cuervo, my history teacher, high school history teacher, was the capacity to respect people. To respect people no matter who these individuals were. No matter if there's a homeless on the street or the president of the nation, doesn't matter who. It has to be respected. If there is a human being there, you respect that individual. So I proceeded to learn these values, and again she pointed out how that particular one about respect could apply in the school, respecting your teachers, respecting your classmates, and how you could bring that to home, to your home, and respect your parents, your mom, your pap, your dad, and your sisters, your brothers, your neighbors around. So I would say, as being those three the most important to me, I would say as a conclusion that the instructor, this instructor, particular instructor or professor, inspires us to be present and to confront life and to never hide from life, right? And to see life as a wonderful experience, a value that I treasure to this day. For me, and maybe for hundreds of students, if not thousands of students, high school became an experience that was an inspiring experience because of Professor Cuervo, my high school history teacher, Mr. Tosmas.
A lot of great words of wisdom from Mrs. Cuervo here. Awesome. Thank you. So we'll give a minute here for the evaluations to catch up here. And we'll give another minute for Peter to help set up for this. Maybe you want to reset the timer? All right, so next we're going to have our second speaker for today, Mr. Peter Doses, doing another advanced speech as well. And his evaluator would be Beatrice.
I'm really honored to do this for Peter, especially because he's the president and I've joined you only a couple months, so this is an honor for me, Peter. So what Peter's going to do today is project number 3 from Speeches by Management, and it's Persuade and Inspire. That's what he's going to do with us today. And his objectives, just correct me if I'm wrong, someone, okay, because it's my first time. So objectives are: understand the concept of motivation, use the described strategies to align the audience's goals with your objective, deliver a motivational speech and influence your audience to a specific action. So this speech is going to take 5 to 7 minutes, and the title is The Slight Edge. And I hope I do justice to you.
Awesome. Looking forward to hearing what the Slight Edge is all about. So let's go ahead and welcome Peter here.
Don't start that timer yet.
Peter, how many minutes?
5 to
5 to
7.
7.
Oh, 5 to 7.
Okay, how many of you guys have heard of Tony Robbins, John Maxwell, Ken Blanchard, Oprah Winfrey? Okay, establish that. What do all these people have in common? What is one of the commonalities that they have? They teach and inspire us to improve ourselves in various ways. John Maxwell focuses perhaps more on the business aspect for managers and corporations, as does Ken Blanchard. Oprah speaks more of the holistic approach in relations to our family relations, the world in general. Tony Robbins speaks especially to individual success and prosperity. But are we sometimes a little oversaturated? For me, I've read and absorbed many of the works, but where I've had trouble, and maybe it's my own issue, it's not necessarily a problem with the teaching because these people are very successful, is implementation. How do I take what these successful people are talking about and implement, bring it into action? And one of the things that I found, and very recently, is a book called The Slight Edge. And The Slight Edge was written by a gentleman named Jeff Olson. Not necessarily a household name, but what Jeff proposes, and for me, what is very effective with what he proposes, is a way to utilize these elements that these successful people embody. Because we all want, obviously, different things in our lives. We all want to be healthier. We all want better relationships in our families. We all want to be achieving whatever the individual dreams that we have, however large or small. But how do we get there? What is the things that these people do, that the successful people do, the happy people do, to get to that point? Is it like a giant revelation? Is it all of a sudden that the thunderbolt strikes us from on high and we are elevated to the level of success and happiness and prosperity and fulfillment? Or is it the things we do every day? Is it the little individual steps, the little individual decisions, the ones that seem insignificant at the time because we don't see the consequences immediately, but then down the road, the fruit is born, which either leads us up or leads us down. For example, if I choose when I leave here to go to McDonald's and have a cheeseburger, am I going to drop dead or nearly drop dead from a heart attack right on the spot? I can guarantee you if any of us did that, we would not be going to McDonald's and eating too many cheeseburgers. But is that decision over time, if I keep doing it once a week, twice a week, going to McDonald's eating a cheeseburger, is that going to have a negative effect? You bet it is. Absolutely. It is these choices that define us every day in every aspect of our lives. And when I think of myself personally, those choices often provide a way or a guide point. And when we talk about the slight edge either works for us or against us. There is no middle ground. Every decision that I make every day, regardless of what aspect it is, health, prosperity, relationships, I'm making that decision either to improve myself or to not improve myself. And when I think about the different aspects of these, the people that have achieved this successful level, they're not doing it by the thunderbolts. They're not doing it by these grand gestures. They're doing it by simple disciplines in their decision making every day that leads to success. Another example, and many of you have probably heard this, if given the choice between given $1 million and then having 30 days to do whatever you want to do with it, or given 1 penny but have it compound every day for 30 days, which would you take? To many people, the $1 million sounds a lot better than taking a penny, but if you take a penny, second day is 2 pennies, third day is 4, fourth day is 8, fifth day is 16, you see where this is going. By the end of 30 days, you're looking at $10 million, or what is more than $10 million? It's that nature of compound interest, and that's what the slight edge talks about. And it's not just in money, it's in the little decisions that we make in terms of, for example, my fitness. I was talking to Roy before the meeting about how I want to change my ability to be athletic. Well, do you think if I go to the gym for 4 hours tomorrow, sweat like crazy, do squats, run and all that, do you think the next day I'm going to be able to dunk a basketball? No. In fact, I probably won't be able to walk. Because the changes are slight and incremental, but they are positive. Let me show you an example of how, in a visual reference, this can work. Here's the line denoting the positive choices I make every day. Here's the line denoting the negative. Now, they're parallel because what this reflects is the effects that those choices have on my life. The top one is me learning to eat better, learning to have a little more discipline in my diet, getting out there and getting a little bit more active every day. Now, the results you don't see happen right away, right? What the slight edge teaches me is that by doing these little habits every day, these disciplines, they become a part of my life. And it's not willpower. Willpower is like a dictator standing over you saying, you will get out of bed at 7 o'clock and go to the gym, or I'll make you eat ice cream tonight. That's willpower. This isn't willpower. This is a conscious decision to embrace a decision every day that then becomes a discipline and becomes a positive habit. So if we look at the positive line, this is me choosing to take those good steps. Over time, where does that go? The compound interest kicks in, and all of a sudden the benefits become great down the road. It's like a delayed reaction. We are so used to getting instant gratification in our society and our lives that to see this for the benefits that it shows takes time. But this bottom line is me going to McDonald's every day, not exercising. Yes, I'm not going to drop dead right away, but in about 10 years, that's the direction that one goes. So what the slide I just taught me, even just from a minor standpoint, is that to build effectiveness, to build prosperity, to be successful, to do what I want to do, regardless of what area that is, it's not about the giant steps. It's not about taking the huge leap to go forward. It's about saying that today, when I face that fork in the road, whatever the decision is, whether it's to save money or spend money, whether it's to eat right and go to the gym or be lazy and eat poorly, that step in the right direction will bear fruit and will show me that I can reach the dreams that I have by following these principles. And I call on everyone here to look at this as being a possibility in your own lives. Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Peter.
Oh, sorry.
Awesome. So great insight on what it takes to make little measurable steps into great progress. Awesome. Thank you, Peter. So at this time, I'd like to go out there and call in for the timers report. Cynthia.
Adolfo had 6 minutes and 4 seconds. Peter had 7 minutes and 25 seconds.
Awesome. The most qualified, and Peter the last buzzer.
So they all qualified.
Thank you. Okay, so would everyone here please go out there and vote for the best speaker for today, and Roy, go ahead and please collect all the ballots. So while we're collecting it, I'd like to go out there and start our next portion of our meeting, which is the table topics, which will be led by Elmer Donoso. So let's go ahead and welcome Elmer to the stage.
Thank you, Scott. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
My role today is to be your table topic master. And as a table topic master, my main responsibility is to conduct this table topic session, of course, and with the purpose of enabling members to develop the skills of impromptu speaking. So today I'll be veering away from the normal question and answer, and I prepared something special for you guys. But first, make sure you use the word of the day to qualify for the much coveted ribbon for the best table topic speaker. I have 2 envelopes here. One contains the name of celebrity, and the other is an envelope that contains an occupation. So I will call a speaker to come forward, pick a name of the celebrity, and at the same time, pick an occupation that you think is suited for her or should be able to do a good job doing that occupation. So first, my first victim, my first candidate or speaker, let's call him Mr. Yoniwo. I show you the name and you read it loud.
Arnold.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. Take the occupation.
Oh, easy. It's a beauty.
All right.
So I say Arnold
Why would
is...
Arnold be good as a beautician?
Oh, wow. Okay, good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and honored guests. This is really amazing. Raise your hands if you know Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I'll be back.
Can you relate to that? He is big, he's huge, and he has big muscles, right? And he's very, very good in one thing. Maybe many things, but one thing is what? Actor. He's a very good actor. Being a beautician, it would be great if he can put like a long hair, can purchase anywhere else. I can see him maybe like, it's not dark hair, but with the strips and that and up to right here. And people can come in just today for a free haircut. Who would like to have a free haircut by Arnold? Yes? Yes? Okay. So, and being a beautician, he is going to be, I can see it and I can imagine it, is going to be like laughing. He said, yeah, I'm going to give you a very, very good haircut. And today, I'm going to be Maxi to give you that very awesome haircut that everybody, when you get out the door, everyone say, wow, that haircut is amazing. Who did it? Those
Good job. Okay. Let's call on our next celebrity, next speaker. Let's try Roy.
Draw one of these out here.
Here's the application.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Hey, can you read who the celebrity?
Okay, the celebrity is Brad Pitt. And the occupation is gardener. Now, unfortunately, as it might be, I'm one of these old-fashioned guys who is really just plain old male heterosexual, right? So the appeal of Brad Pitt to me is pretty minimal compared to probably some other people. So not my favorite star, but I can very well imagine that for most women, or at least people who are interested in guys, Brad Pitt would make a great gardener, or a pool man for that matter. I can imagine what it would be like if he were, in terms of achieving clients. All he would really have to do is show up, and he'd pick up both houses on both sides of the house, right? But there is a key there. He's got to be there at a time when the women are home alone. It would mean he would need to be in a rather affluent neighborhood. Perhaps Palos Verdes, where most of the men have wives that are 30 years younger than them, doctors, attorneys, who their wives would be sitting home in the daytime while they're out doing the things that generate the ability to live there. And the wives just might be inclined to hire him as their gardener. I think that would be a really good business proposition for him.
And now for my final speaker, I'd like to call on our guest, if you want.
Oprah Winfrey.
And the occupation for her?
Plumber. Well, Oprah Winfrey. I love Oprah Winfrey. I always watch her shows, and she comes off as a person that is very, what do you say, so affluent that she gets everything done for her. I mean, her makeup, her dressing. I think there are people even that shop for her. She doesn't even have to go shopping.
So for her to be a plumber, I don't think so. She probably will end up hiring someone to do the work. So, what else? But if she puts her mind to it, I'm sure she'll be a very good plumber because she's very motivated. She's a good learner and she will succeed in everything she sets her mind to.
Let's give our speakers a big round of applause. Great job. Let me call on the timers report.
Violi has 1 minute and 26 seconds. Roy has 1 minute and 30 seconds, and Azira has 58 seconds. Violi and Roy are qualified.
Okay, and all right, so only 2 qualified, but let's call on our grammarian.
Word of the day, I had, Violi did use the word of the day. Neither Roy nor Indira used the word of the day, so Violi qualifies for using the word of the day.
Okay, so we don't need to vote since Violi is the only person who used the word of the day. So that concludes my segment. I'd like to return the control to our Toastmaster, Scott.
Okay, thank you, Elmer. Very creative, well prepared. So next we'll have our evaluation portion of our meeting, and for today's general evaluator we'll have
Or volunteer Billy, would you like to be? General evaluator?
Oh, general, okay.
Sure.
Thank you, Scott. Double job. I like that. I do triple job, especially when I get paid, right? I know Beatrice likes to get paid.
Oh.
Doing something, but today, not today. Volunteering day. Wow. So we are right now in the final one, general evaluator. So I'm going to evaluate right after this our evaluators. So I would like to call now on Bobby for evaluating our first speaker, which is Adolfo.
All right.
Let's give him a round of applause.
All right.
Good
Thank
job.
you. We all have our favorite teachers, possibly high school, that we could relate to, right? And it's very warming to hear a story, or at least a litany of praises for a certain Professor Cuervo. And for this speech, I think Adolfo, you did a good job. You did a good job of really letting us know the qualities of Professor Cuervo. And one thing that you also mentioned that I like is the 3 lessons that you learned from her. One is the power of asking questions. Okay? And true enough, we have to, if we want to expand our knowledge, we always have to ask the right questions. We can't just leave it as is. Because the more we ask, the more we learn. And the second quality that you learned from Professor Cuervo is that you said that she wants you to answer the question, not to say, I don't know. I don't know is a phrase that's so negative that it doesn't lead you to anywhere. It's not one of those leading edge that Peter was talking about. When you say, I don't know, it doesn't move you forward or backward. It just leave you where it is. So as much as possible, you have to answer that question, and that's a very good attitude. And the third thing is the respect for people. That she always respects a lot of people, regardless of what their stature in life is. And I like that you learned these things, and which help inspire you, Adolfo. But as far as the speech objective is concerned, the praising, I would probably suggest that at the beginning of your speech, you might want to imagine or tell us what the occasion might be, so we could place her in the right perspective. maybe you could have started with saying, imagine that we are in a school's anniversary and we're here to celebrate Professor Cuervo. And you could probably point to one audience and imagine that she was one of those, that's Professor Cuervo sitting right there. But I don't know whether she's still living or she's already dead. Now the second thing is your voice is so low, so relaxed. I would have wanted you to be more vibrant, more moxie, and more, and provide the right inflection on your voice so that you could emphasize certain points about her. And in the end, I like the way you wrap up your speech. That basically that's what you were so inspired, and I look forward to your next special occasion speech. Thank you.
Let's give 1 minute evaluation for all of us, or let's move on. Let's go. Our next evaluator, no other than Beatrice.
All right.
Come on back. Let's give her a round of applause.
Wow, what can I say about Peter? He was the one who inspired me a lot when I came here and motivated me a lot. When I heard him speak, I was like, oh my goodness, what am I up against? He's so powerful standing there and speaking, Peter. And today's speech was really inspirational for me, and you really held my attention because I have a problem, an ADD problem, if you know about that. So it's really difficult to get my attention because most of the time what I do is I finish people's sentences, and I realized that only after I came to Toastmasters. And I realized now, being an evaluator, how I had to pay attention. So I was like, just looking at you and everything was so clear. There was clarity in your speech and the way you delivered, and you told us about these famous people. So what I remember, I'm going to speak spontaneously. So that will show how effective your speech was. So I hardly got to write things down, but what I understood was you told us about these famous people and how they have that ability to inspire us. And you, having read the book, The Slight Edge, found that you could, that you were able to make positive decisions, to make, you use the compound interest. And that was a good thing, where we could develop good habits, you said. And then you said, you gave us a lot of examples. You told us about making the right choice and how to eventually develop these good habits and good principles. And this book was so effective that it inspired you to talk about it. And I liked the way you, you didn't stand to the left, most of us do it, but you came out, and that shows the power that you have over us. So let me do it and try. So when you do this, I understood it makes you powerful. It sets a tone. It makes the people around you submissive. So then you are powerful. And then when you showed this power over us, I was able to, if someone stands here, you kind of like overpower them and look at them with attitude. But when someone comes to you like this, you're like submissive. And I think you did that really well, and I really like that. For improvement's sake, if I'm even qualified to say that, Peter, I would say that maybe if you could, I'm just trying to find my right words, if you could be a little more aggressive and more confident. Like, you have what it takes, but I mean, just to submit, make us submissive. So with that, I would say Peter did a great, excellent job, and I'm so happy I got to do this today. Thank you.
Good job. Let's give her a round of applause. Now I would like to call now for our timers report.
Bobby has 3 minutes and 19 seconds. Beatrice has 3 minutes and 13 seconds.
So both of them qualify? Awesome. Okay, I would like to ask everybody to cast their votes. I have one here. And vote for best evaluator. Would like to call now for our counter report.
Okay, I tried my best today because I took this important role as evaluator. It trained me to listen and be more attentive, and I found that Adolfo had 0 counts. Oh. And Peter, well, -0 points. That's just trying to be funny. Violi, yes, 0 points. And Roy, 0. Indra, 0. I did listen.
That's amazing. I love that. All right, I would like to. Thank you. I would like to give evaluation for our meeting. First and foremost, I would like to see that we can start the right time, like 11:59 or 12:00, like 12 noon is on the dot, is right here, right? Call to action. 12 o'clock, everybody is ready, and all the speakers prepare for their speech. Remember when we are like brand new here, like every Wednesday is what? So like almost like a showtime. Wow. It is showtime, yeah. Right? So I would like to see that, or would like to see that tomorrow. We're going to have our open house, and I'm excited to see everybody dress up tomorrow so we can have a picture or a picture for us. What else? I would like to see, well, today I dressed down. I believe I dressed down. It's my first time to be here in the front and wearing jeans. Jeans so hot, okay? Forgive me, it's so hot outside. But next time, I would like to suggest maybe we dress a little better, yeah? Especially with our guests. Now I would like to return now the control to our Toastmaster.
Thank you very much today for everyone's great speeches, and I'll be your Toastmaster. So everyone, I believe, did a very great job at their roles. And at this point, I'd like to go out there and congratulate all the winners, and I'd like to bring up Ms.
Wow! That's a beautiful day. So,
Good job, Scott.
before we give our before we give out the ribbons to the winners, I would like to call our guests. Tell us your name, what do you do, how we can help you, and what you're looking for.
My name is Indira, and I'm a respiratory therapist at St. Joseph Orange. I just had my review by my boss, and he said I need to, I come across as a very laid-back person, you know, and in my field of work, I have to be a little more aggressive, which I am when I'm mostly dealing with critical care. So critical care is pure adrenaline rush. And having said that, then after that, it's like laid back. So, but a lot of my patients and their families, they usually say I have a very calming effect on them. But on the same hand, the doctors, they want me to be a little more aggressive, so that during a court situation, when they look at me, they should know that they can rely on me. So, but they didn't say that that I'm incompetent or anything. They said, you're great and all that, but in a court situation, we would like you to be a little more aggressive. So I came to look for that.
All right, thank you. Thank you. We would like, our club, Global Entrepreneur Toastmasters, we would like to invite you to join us so you can come here practice being aggressive.
Aggressive.
Yeah. In all this speech, you can be like a little bit aggressive and maybe like 2 minutes, right? Okay. And we have Roy is already joining us. Let's give him a round of applause. Roy, thank you for joining us. I would like to see, I don't know about you guys, if he can do his first speech next week.
Have you seen your book?
Next Wednesday?
Do you have your
Here's the book.
book? You need
Let's get
to
him,
book.
let's get him a book. so
A
he
book
gets-
first,
yeah.
okay. That's good. Now, I'm going to give now the awards. Okay, we're, first is Best Speaker, Peter.
All right.
Where's the cameraman?
I'll take one, I'll take
Everything
one.
is recorded.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna put on
Really, congratulations. Congratulations, Mr. President. Now I would like to call now for first timer, Indira. This is how we do it here. We have a good time. Yes, we celebrate every little thing.
Oh, thank you
Thank
very
you
much.
so much.
Thank you. Thanks for giving
Oh,
me
where's
this.
where's the?
Candle. Thanks.
Congratulations. Now I would like to call now for Best Evaluator, Beatrice. Bring it home, show it to the kids and husband. Oh, picture. I remember my first like 3 months or 6 months is like, Mike is waiting for me if I get the ribbon or not. Best table topic is?
You.
You, with me, okay. With that, I would like to know if you have any questions? No questions? And tomorrow? Tomorrow, you guys ready?
We have a meeting after this meeting?
Okay, we have a meeting right after. Now I call the meeting to end.
Yeah.
We are actually on
On the
time,
lecture.
actually early, 10 minutes early.
On the lecture.
Ah, yes.
On the lecture.
Oh, oh.